The red and blue police lights reflected off the calm surface of the lake like fireworks frozen in time, and I swear for a second, I forgot to breathe, standing on my porch, backpack slung off one shoulder, watching 4 officers pile out of their cars, hands heavy on their belts like they already expected me to pull something wild. And behind them, there's Karen, queen of the HOA, waving papers and yelling like I'd just robbed a bank. There he is. That's the guy, pointing at me with that same finger she probably used to press send on half the angry emails this neighborhood's ever gotten. He's trespassing. He doesn't even own this place. I told you. You ever have a moment where you know you're living someone else's sitcom, but you're the only one who gets the joke? That was me. Right then, raising my hands, voice steady. This is my cabin. I've got permits, deed, all of it. She's lying. Karen just cackles, sharp, mean, like breaking glass, and says, "Oh please, he's been using this place without approval. I got the HOA lawyer on the phone. He says this is a violation." And just as I'm thinking this can't get more absurd, a black sedan rolls up the drive, and out comes a man in a gray suit, briefcase in hand, moving like he owns half the county. Doesn't even say hello, just flips out his phone, grins, and tells me, "Sir, unless you can prove you have the right to be here, you need to leave." Immediately, the air's so thick it could choke you. Cops waiting. Karen folding her arms like she's won a prize. The lawyer drumming his fingers. And I just pull out my folder, every permit, the deed, zoning letters, my name big and bold on all of it. What happened next left the entire HOA speechless. But hold on, let me rewind a second, because none of this madness started with sirens and lawyers. It all started 2 weeks ago when I just wanted a quiet weekend at the cabin, same as every year. Dad built this place with his own hands before the HOA even existed, back when neighbors waved, not spied. Then came folks with money, new rules, and Karen, always peeking from her blinds, arguing about trash bins and lawn heights, inventing reasons to feel powerful. Friday night, as I packed my car, Karen was already lurking, going to the cabin again, all syrup and smiles. "Yep," I said, tossing a bag in the trunk. "You know the HOA's discussing new guidelines about property usage, right?" I just shrugged, but that smile of hers said more than words. And for a minute, I thought maybe she'd let it go. But by morning, a neon yellow paper's taped to my cabin door. Special permission required for more than 3 nights. I tossed it in the fire pit, but looking back, that was when Karen declared war. Next week, I get stuck at work for a last-minute emergency. Can't get back to the lake. Karen must have clocked my absence, because by Thursday, she spun a story about abandoned property and rule violations. So that's how I roll up to my own place and find this circus of police lights, shouting, and the HOA's legal eagle looking like he's about to film a YouTube expose. Cops stare me down, waiting. Karen is grinning. The lawyer's ready to pounce. I hand over my folder, and what happens? Tom the lawyer, all slick and sure, opens it, and his smile falls off his face so fast I almost feel bad for him. He flips through, permits, deed, zoning letters, everything in order. Karen's still yelling, "Get him out of here." But Tom isn't nodding anymore. I spent years making sure all my papers were perfect because my dad always said, "If you want peace, prepare for war." And Karen? She'd never read the bylaws anyway. Officer Miller, the calmest guy there, finally says, "We'll let the lawyer finish before we make any decisions." Karen looks at him like he's lost his mind, but Tom finally speaks up. "Karen, did you verify any of this?" She sputters. He was gone for a week. The rules, but Tom just taps the folder. He has every right to be here. Karen's face could have soured milk. But people like her don't quit. She turns to me. "You can't just come and go whenever you please." I just grin. "Karen, the cabin's half a mile from anyone. The only thing I'm disturbing is the fish." The cops chuckle. Tom tries not to smile. But Karen, she doubles down. I wish I could say that was the end, but she doesn't let go that easy. Next morning, a neighbor texts me. "Karen's calling an emergency HOA meeting." I laugh. She's like a storm that won't quit. At the meeting, she's got the gavel, calling order, like it's the Supreme Court. She paints me as a menace, but Tom stands up. Mr. Parker is compliant with every law and regulation. The room buzzes, some neighbors clap. Karen, red-faced, protests, "What about the new usage limits?" Tom explains, county approval required. Not legally binding yet. Afterwards, folks whisper, don't let her get to you. She fined us for a mailbox once. Still, I knew this was only round one. 2 days later, a drone buzzes over my porch. HOA logo slapped on the side. Karen's spying now. I recorded on my phone, posted online. This is my private cabin. The HOA sent a drone to watch me. This is not okay. The video blows up. Comments pour in, stories from all over, folks with their own Karen nightmares. That night, Officer Miller drops by, saw the video. Want to file harassment. I tell him, I just want peace. Keep the video, he says. Don't escalate. I grin. Already did. Miller tries not to laugh. You might want to expect some noise online. Folks love HOA drama more than football. He files a report and leaves. Next day, at the diner, Linda pours me coffee. Saw your video. You want the usual? A teenager, Maddie, comes up shy. You're the cabin guy? Our HOA fined us for a bird feeder. We had to choose between that and soccer cleats. Thanks for standing up. I give her a legal clinic number. Promise it'll help. Her dad shakes my hand. If you need help, you call me. Neighbors start offering rides, cookies, support. It feels good. I buy their breakfast, slip out quietly. Back at the cabin, I set up new trail cams, patch a neighbor kid's bike, and watch the views climb. But just as I start to relax, another showdown kicks off. Karen shows up with men in neon vests, a roll of orange fencing, bolt cutters, and a tow truck, planning to chain off my driveway and tow my old fishing boat. I call Officer Miller, put him on speaker. The workers hesitate. Miller arrives, sees the mess. Ma'am, you are not law enforcement. If you touch his property again, it's a criminal matter. Karen's smile twitches. Then my phone pings. Someone's at the dock. Hood up, lighter in hand. It's Ryan, Karen's son, the kid who's always dodged HOA fines. He's caught trying to torch my dad's old boat because you made mom look bad online. Miller cuffs him. Karen's in shock. The whole neighborhood knows within hours. Karen apologizes the next morning, but I tell her, he learned to see me as the enemy from you. She looks gutted, but that doesn't stop the HOA from sending a formal notice, another hearing, more threats to property access. So I hire Ms. Alvarez, a bulldog of a county lawyer, who storms the hearing, slams down documents, and ends it in minutes. You have no legal authority. Attempted arson elevates this to criminal court. The board goes silent. But when I get back to my cabin, a letter's taped to the door. Leave before it gets worse. No signature, just tracks in the mud. Trail cam shows hooded figures. I take it to Miller, who promises more patrols, and tells me Ryan's now facing charges. Days blur. Neighbors pick sides. Alvarez files a restraining order. Karen shows up one night, sunglasses on, tells me, I didn't send that letter. There are things you don't understand. Before I can answer, 2 men in a pickup roll in, not neighbors, not HOA. After Karen forgets her late husband left. They chase her to my porch, threaten us both. My trail cam flash blinds them. Sirens wail, cops arrive, and the men vanish into the trees. Karen's shaken, spends the night at my cabin. She confesses her late husband owed them money, that she thought controlling the HOA could control her world. How's that working out? I ask. She just sighs. News crews show up. The story explodes. Karen's on edge, confesses she's scared every time an engine starts. Frank Dalton, the debt collector, calls, threatens to hurt her if she doesn't pay up. Miller moves us to a safe house, then a courthouse basement. Deputies guard us round the clock. A former Dalton associate warns us, Frank's hurt, desperate, and out for blood. The quarry gets surrounded. After a standoff, Dalton's gone for good. Karen, hollow-eyed, says she's selling her place, leaving the HOA, all of it. You'd think the story ends there, but the HOA, hungry for control, slaps me with county review notices, tries to bury me in red tape. Alvarez fights back with paperwork, neighbors rally, and at the county hearing, the old fisherman Hank stands up, give this man an award, not grief. I keep my land, but now Briggs, a real estate developer, swoops in, pushes to rezone the whole lakefront for a luxury boardwalk. County officials, bribed by campaign donations, play along. Karen admits the years of HOA complaints gave them ammunition. Bulldozers appear on the far side of the lake. Alvarez digs up records tying Briggs to secret land deals. More fires break out. This time, George Wilkins, ex-HOA president, is caught and arrested, but Briggs doesn't care, using the chaos to push for development. 2 weeks before the vote, someone sets fire to Briggs's equipment, and he blames me. Miller warns that politics might trump truth unless I can prove otherwise. Alvarez exposes donation trails and secret deals at a diner meeting. Neighbors unite, and when the final vote comes, the proposal fails. The room erupts in cheers. Briggs, seething, is later arrested for fraud and bribery. Ben Brooks, the quiet neighbor, is elected HOA president, and the first rule passed forbids interference with private property without unanimous board approval. Karen sells her house, moves away. Life slowly returns to normal. And on my porch, watching the sun set over the lake, I realized my fight wasn't just about a cabin or even my dad's old boat. It was about neighbors standing up for each other, about kindness trading hands like the best currency, about refusing to let bullies, whether they come with clipboards or campaign cash, define the story. Maybe Briggs taught us more than he meant to. Sometimes, the little guy wins. When the final notice confirming the development project's cancellation goes up, I nail it beside the door. The lake is ours, and peace, at least for now, has finally come back for good. Where are you watching from? Let me know below. Who stayed with me through every twist, every fire, every wild turn? And tell me what you think. Is there ever really such a thing as justice? Or is it just the last neighbor standing who gets to call it peace?